You have to have something that sticks. You have to have something that's monumental. When you walk out on stage, it has to be monumental. Jiggle, jiggle. Can you remember any of the rap that you did? It's Storytime Sunday. It's Storytime Sunday with Danny the Dad. Before I get this started, I just want to say I do not condone the use of drugs. I do not condone the use of anything illegal. I want you to take care of your body, to be safe, and to make the right choices. I did this 10 years ago when I was a kid, so just realize that I'm not a kid anymore, and I'm putting this out there to let you guys know about my story. Before I get started, I just want to say I do not condone the use of drugs. I do not condone the use of anything illegal. I want you to take care of your body, to be smart, make the right choices, and be in a safe environment if you do anything. My money don't jiggle, jiggle. It folds. I'd like to see you wiggle, wiggle. For sure. Make me want to dribble, dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat. You really have to. Okay, I'm going to be honest. The timeline is a little wonky for this, but it was my senior year in high school. It was right before I had graduated because all this stuff happened after I graduated. So I'm not sure how this fits into the timeline, but we were out one night with my friends, a bunch of guys, four of us. We were driving around in my car, and my buddy is feeding me a bag of shrooms, and he is literally just feeding it to me. And I know that this probably doesn't sound good already, but I was experimenting with a lot of stuff back then, and I was trying to see the other side, I would say, or experience a prolific experience in life. And I did get that, but it wasn't the best. It was not the best. Before I keep going, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody watching. I just want to say thank you to everybody watching. Thank you. Seriously, it means the most. See it. 6'2" in a compact. No slack, but luckily this. Now, I've had many trips, and I've had good ones, I've had bad ones, I've had short ones, I've had ones that don't do anything. So there's a lot of experiences you can have this from these kind of psychedelic drugs. But yeah. So we're driving, right? And he's feeding me the shrooms. And we go to my buddy's, and I am sitting in a chair, in a swivel desk chair, and I am seeing purple around me. And I'm just tripping, seeing purple around me, feeling sick. So I was like, let's go home. As soon as we get in the car, I was like, hey, how much of those did you feed me? He is like, the whole bag. Bro, I tell you, my jaw hit the ground. It was over an eighth. It was over an eighth of mushrooms. If you don't know anything about that, you should not be taking that much ever, unless you are like ready to go. Because I wasn't. I was not ready to go. Yeah. So just went back to my house. Luckily, one of my friends that I consider a brother was there, and he basically babysat me that night. I went to bed because that's the best option. Whenever you're feeling messed up, you go to bed, you go to sleep. Yeah, not doing this. Should have stayed awake. Should have watched something. Should have been happy. No, I went deeper. My friend tried to bring me food. That didn't work. Then he got tired and he fell asleep. Turned off the lights, right? I'm waking up and I'm starting to do crazy stuff because I'm fully in it, obviously, at this point. I'm gone. I have no idea what world is. I don't know what's going on anymore. Yeah, so he's trying to calm me down. And not to mention, I'm running around my house screaming penis. Okay? Why am I screaming penis? Who knows? Probably because that's something you did in high school. You were like... because that's something you did in high school. You were in class and you would try and scream penis the loudest. Oh, I don't know why I did that. That was something that I always thought was so funny and so random. Anyway, back to the story. Let's go back. I got an act to relax in my mind. So my buddy's trying to calm me down. He's really trying to calm me down. I think at this point he's gotten tired of me and he's starting to like push me and stuff. And I decided in my messy ass room to tackle him. Yeah, it started getting a little aggressive. So he was like laying there. And I'm pretty sure I apologized. I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I was like, it's okay though. It's all good. And he went to bed. He was done with my shit. He was definitely done. Red wine. I sit bruised from chalices, holding my palaces. Crib is so cramped, me sucking suffer from paralysis. And for good reason. We were going to Cancun the next day. So yeah, pretty stupid decision to take those the night of. But what an experience. Anyway, back to the story. Goodness. Get sidetracked. So my buddy goes to sleep. Okay. This is where things just get a little weird on a personal level. I decided to put a blanket over my head and I walked out and I started walking out of my house and my mom came and she was like, "What is going on? What are you doing? What did you take?" She started scaring me. Okay, I went back to my room. I let things die down. It got quiet in my house. I thought everybody was asleep. Everything's all good. Started to go out the door again. And my mom comes running. She's like, "What are you doing?" Oh my gosh. Okay. Remember, I'm tripping. I saw the devil in my mom at that moment. I saw the devil. I shit you not. I saw the devil. And I went back to my room and I looked at the time and the time froze. Time had frozen. It was at least 10 minutes that I watched the clock, 20 minutes that I watched the clock. Nothing changed. So then I went onto YouTube and I started looking up how to roll joints because I was like, if I'm going to be stuck in time, I want to know how to roll a joint so I can at least like, don't ask me what that thought process is, but at least I could relax or something or escape. So yeah, I figured out a good rolling technique from that. Did that while I was on shrooms. And then I went down to my hallway because it was really quiet in my house. In my hallway, we have like a brick in the middle of our house that goes up 2 chimneys on both sides, so you can go around the whole thing. I stood on the side of it. I removed a picture. I remember putting my face up against the brick and just staring down the hall. And I was like, there's something deeper. There's a deeper meaning to this hallway. And I was like standing there trying to figure it out. Yeah, I had no idea. Left the picture like that. I left the picture just sitting on the couch because the next morning my mom was like, "Why is the picture on the couch like this?" Okay, this is where things get really weird because my mom came out one more time and she's like, "You need to stay in your room. Do not come out. If I catch you," I don't know, but I remember it was very scary. So I stayed in my room. And then I started having a feeling that my dad was going to pass. And then I heard him cough. And then he really started to cough. And I was like, wow. I was like, I'm going to lose my dad. I did some stuff where I talked to myself and I was like, I'll do anything to keep him around. Yeah. It's crazy. It was literally right after that trip, everything happened with my dad and he passed away. But it was not just him. It was my 2 uncles too. And it was very prolific. It was very like, I don't want to say prolific. It was just so surreal, that feeling I had when I was coming down and I was talking about not wanting to lose my dad. Like, it was so real. It was crazy. Rhymes, I write them in the castle. You try to diss me and pretty soon your arsehole squat in the cell, because I can tell you it's illegal. Treason, that's the... So yeah, after that I think I fell asleep. I was a little sad because I knew what was happening with my dad. And then I woke up the next morning, and the next morning it was just weird. We drove to the airport, and I remember just sitting there next to my buddy, and my mom was like, "What did you take last night?" And I was like, I I had the uh-oh face of like, I'm in trouble, but I just told her I didn't do anything. I tried to keep it mellowed out. I was like, I must have just, must have just not had enough sleep, or I made excuses. That is what I did.
Reason I'm real too time for the crime of less majestic. I the police because they can't arrest me.
The trip was fine. The trip was fun. And I'm talking about the trip after, not the trip that I took, because that trip was, it was memorable. I tried to replicate that trip multiple times after my dad's passing, because I wanted to get on that deeper level again, but I never got that deep, and I never had that kind of experience again. So yeah, that was crazy. But I did end up in the back of a Taco Bell one time while I was doing, making my own food and everything. that was a story in and of itself too, because a bunch of my buddies went out, stole those sunglass racks that spin around. Yeah, that was for another time. But I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Maybe I'll put this into like animation or something sooner and narrow it down. Whatever. Hopefully this sounds good. Hope you guys enjoyed the story. Again, I don't condone taking any kind of psychedelic. I think you should stay in your state of mind, but there's always things you should explore, and you only live this life once. So as long as you're doing it safe, do your research. Remember, everybody has different experiences. Some people don't come out of these trips, so I'm very blessed that I did, and I'm still alive, and I can make these kind of videos and stories. So much love. Take care.